and at ease. And then you can talk quietly amongst each other until the chair calls the meeting back to order. You don't supposed to leave your seat. So everybody that got up and left their seat, y'all broke rule. This is an illegal meeting for real. I'm just telling you that. If I was a lawyer, can you help me, Attorney Young? Get in a lawsuit. Hey, you can smile sometimes. Liddell. Hey, anyway, it's a lot. You can't stop. Oh, let me go ahead.
Audience members, please refrain from calling names and stick to the agenda.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, I didn't hear anything, but it was.
All right. Candace, if you could, from your seat, can you speak about the water center? If y'all have taken some samples, can you let us know if the lead count that you all get is up, low, whatever, because the city does not want to really give us accurate numbers. And also you got an ACO on the way, which is an administrative consent order. And then let's ask how many lawsuits is in the making. The only person that can remove a council person or elected official is a recall and the governor. Where in your rules does it state that you can suspend an elected official? Nowhere. Nowhere. I'm telling you, y'all setting yourselves up for another 15 lawsuits that's already in place. I already beat y'all one time for those metal detectors. Money spent, money gone too. Thank you.
All right, thank you,
Audrey.
Let's go in and address this right here. Either you in the meeting calling Dennis the Menace on Facebook on your phone. We got it all screenshot right here. Calling people names on Facebook, and you want to talk about somebody else coming up here calling somebody out their name. You need to quit and you need to stop it. Y'all want to talk about suspension. 2/3 vote is my understanding. Is it 2/3 vote? Some of y'all ain't even took math. Y'all ain't passed in a math class if you think 5 is 2/3. So you want to make sure you got the 6. I hope you, Mr. Al and me, Leon, we done worked together before. I know you got a great heart. Please do not fall for this malarkey that's going on up in here where they attempt to silence the 6th ward now, like they did the 1st ward illegally with 5 votes instead of 6 votes. Any dummy in high school or elementary school know that 2/3 is 6, not 5. But they wanted to make it be 5 because that fit their narrative and their agenda. But I pray you don't fall prey to what it is that they're doing. I'm going to pray that you don't. That was an illegal suspension of Councilman Mays, and you all knew it was when you did it. You talking about either intent counts for nothing except put into action. Well, then let's put something into action. When is your last day? Because you need to start walking up out of here. You are a nuisance up in here and a nuisance in the 9th ward. You've been a nuisance to the city since you've been there. Let's talk about all the times in the text messages that you receive and that you send out asking, how should I vote? How should I vote? Winters got the text messages and showed them where she told you just vote yes. She done told us that. She done said it publicly. We already know you get your text messages telling you how to vote. That ain't nothing hidden. We know you don't know what you're doing. You ain't never knew what you was doing since you've been elected into that position. That was by default. This time by default. That's how you got in there. So trust me, we glad you're leaving. We need you to leave. I want to ask this, and I'm going to say this while everybody is in here. I think that we should make, and I hope one of y'all make the resolution, that we make September the 16th Eric Mays Day here in the city of Flint and celebrate his birthday every year. If you don't do it, we're going to do it to people because we don't need your permission to do it. We still going to celebrate his birth anniversary on September the 16th every year. We already done put it into action and we already making it a process. We don't care if you decide that you want to do it or not. It's going to happen. Long live the spirit of Eric Mays. And I pray once again, congratulations to my brother Leon El Alamein. And I pray that you do right and not listen to this malarkey that's going on up here. I ain't going to point no fingers to who it is, but I'm sure you done heard it already. Do the right thing, brother. We look for you to do it.
Next speaker, Madam Clerk.
Mr. Rich Jones.
First of all, I want to say congratulations to Leon. Nothing personal, but I still feel y'all should have had a special election to put somebody in that seat. Nothing against Leon at all. Kind of amazing though that 5 people that voted to suspend Eric for 90 days also voted to put him in that seat. But once again, it is what it is. Y'all decided to follow the charter this time and execute it, and I really wish that all of the candidates would have withdrew their name like Liberty Bell did, but we at this point now, we are where we are. I want to play the ending of school board speaker. When I said earlier that AC Newman spoke over like a minute and a half with no interruptions, this is about to start right when this lady bell is about to ring.
And act that way and not be asked to leave? Is this the way we treat individuals in this district who give up their family time, their personal time they don't get compensated for? We don't get paid for after school, you guys. We do that for our kids. I will say it again, our kids, not students, not scholars. Those are my babies. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Did you notice? Did you notice that as soon as I pushed play, that her bell went off, and wasn't nobody, next speaker, and all that other crap? That's what I was trying to tell you. Y'all don't even allow people time to wrap up. It's like y'all look at 3 and y'all ready to hit the map. It's not right. And the way y'all do things is just wrong anyway. Y'all have 2 minutes to address us. That's a crime. Y'all should have teeth. And we should have 5 to speak. And also, some of y'all gonna end up back on this side with us when the emergency manager come back up in here. Because if y'all keep doing things like this, they coming. And I really don't wanna fight and push them out of here again, but the way it's looking, we there. They right around the corner, so hopefully y'all can stop doing all this backward, corrupt stuff and keep them out of here. But if y'all continue and they do come, and don't be shy, jump out here with us and let's push it back out there. We done did it before. And we had a $22 million surplus. And look what y'all done did to it. Thank you.
Our next speaker, Madam Clerk.
Mr. James Moore.
James Moore, 2nd Ward, 3 minutes, 3 topics. I'm gonna try to get it done. First, I want to say congratulations to Councilman Elaine. Looking forward to working with you. My wish is that you would ride down Fleming Road between the middle of where the most homes is at before you get to Northwestern on Carpet Road, and you tell me how many bumps you get along the way. Thank you, sir. And secondly, I would like to be able to say to the Flint Fire Department, the chief, you just got them brand new trucks. You do the same, be careful, make sure that the streets are safe before you drive them new trucks down there and they get towed up and you end up like the last few. So please go out there and ride around and see what I'm talking about. I fought on Fleming Road to get one hole fixed and they did it. Now I'm after 60. I won't give up until Fleming Road get fixed. I'm not asking for a new road, just some patches. And then on my last one, I'm gonna take my time with it. Mr. Pfeiffer, continue to stand up for your rights. You know, I hate to say this, but it's the truth. Sometimes we brothers, we take a whooping from women, and I'm glad that you did not move toward the direction that they was moving towards you. You showed restraints. because if you don't, you end up with a domestic violence, so be careful.
Next speaker.
Chester Coleman.
Double C in the house.
Big C.
Big baby.
Big baby, call it what you want to call it.
Go ahead.
For Brother Leon and the rest of the citizens up here, you know, I'm gonna give you something, and I want you guys to clearly understand. When you go home tonight, I want y'all to grab your Bible and look at Deuteronomy chapter 6 and read that. He said, when I give you things, take them home and teach your children. That means all of us, your children. Show them signs and symbols, how to walk and do things the proper way. The reason why I say that, I want y'all to understand what God is doing in this house. Because y'all ain't doing nothing but tearing it down. Y'all come out here and fight amongst each other. That's what you got that back room for. All the discussion, all the confusion y'all have, y'all need to sit in the back room. Y'all come out here to do Flint business. Not that foolishness, arguing, not getting nothing past. And that's gotta change. We gotta make a good step in this city. This city is going backwards, not forward. And when you guys read Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 6, you understand what I said. Quincy, I've been knowing you ever since you was a child. And I want you to read it, and I want you to read it deeply. Understand what it's saying. When your father, mother, sisters, brother, when they say, I teach you these things for a reason. Signs and symbols, I sit you down at the table and talk to you. I'm talking to you for a reason. But my father said, I am the way. We is not the way. No man come before you but the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. Do not let no man take you off your character. Do not let no woman take you off your character. Do the work that God put in you and do it fully. And I mean fully. Well, listen to these heads around you. But God put something in you using the full direction. I hear all that icky, all that. That's not none of you. You came too far to let them take you down. And my brother Leon, I've spoken to you once. And I want you to walk the man that God put in you. Don't let nothing disturb you for being the man that you are. Show your constituents how to be the right man up in these wars. If you can't show them, step down. Be the man that God put in you. Don't let nothing stop you from doing the work that God put in you, brother. You came too far. Let chaos and a man by you and walk on you. My man upstairs is very powerful, brother. He had brought me a long way from eating peanut butter and jelly to T-bone steaks, back eating peanut butter and jelly, back eating peanut cans. But I understand every step I took to the left, to the right, and reached back, that was on me. But I kept my eyes straight ahead. He took me where I need to be. Don't ever forget that, my man. God is good. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. And stay focused. Don't let nothing around you discourage you from doing the work that God called you to do. You fought a battle and you made it, let's walk with it.
Hey!
Next speaker, Madam Clerk.
Beverly Biggs.
She's not here.
Tom Perdoni.
Thank you. Tom Pedroni, Wayne State University. For Councilman Quincy Murphy, you came in on slick leave, probably getting Mays and other people on council sick, to be the crucial fifth vote to remove Eric Mays along with the representation for the first ward for 90 days. You want us to believe that that $11,000 gift you received from Ashley Capital was to enable you to do more of the good work you've previously done by taking care of city lawns. But if that tricked out hydraulic lowrider was really about helping the city, you would have asked that the $11,000 it cost be used to buy 11 quality rider mowers, or even 44 self-driving push mowers instead. Of course, you shouldn't have taken any gift at all. Vanity gifts like yours, and let's call them what they are, bribes, are really, in terms of losing the trust of Flint residents, the elephant in the room. They are the elephant in the room. Liddell you would have us believe that I just called Quincy an elephant, right? Maybe you should ask Candace to call Rashad Ritchie again and tell him now people are calling those who take bribes or don't know how to chair a meeting elephants. But I want to turn to something much more important than the lying and bribery and posturing and incompetence that you represent, and finish my comments from earlier honoring and celebrating Eric Mays. Mays was the kind of man who they would have loved to lynch in the Jim Crow South. Some people still crave to obliterate and silence people like him. You five are the servants of those people.
Amen.
Mays will inspire people and be remembered for a long, long time after his passing, even when his name is forgotten. His spirit and what he represented will live on. You will be forgotten the moment you stop being an obstacle to everything that is good and right in the world. To the degree that you are known, it was as a regularly occurring villain in the story of Mays always fighting to overcome. For the little shots. You are all for the big shots. But Eric fought for the little shots. What you are witnessing is the outpouring of love that one sees when God calls one of his great warriors back to his side. We miss him and we need him, but we understand. Mays, you finished the race, and you brought us this moment that is coming soon for Flint. I can see them sitting up there already now. Carol McIntosh, one of the only people worthy of sitting in your chair in the 1st Ward. Miss Beverly Biggs in the 3rd. JWC and Tanya in the 5th and 6th. Jan Marie Arbor in the 7th. Fife in the 8th. And Jonathan Jarrett in the 9th. You did it, Mays. You did it. Rest with God.
Next public speaker, Madam Clerk.
A.C. Lewis.
He's gone.
Wilbur Garrett.
He's gone. Jerry. Happy's baby boy.
That concludes our public speaking.
So, is that all?
Yes, that concludes our public speaking.
Okay, thank you. All right, so now we'll move on to council response.
Yes.
Go ahead, Mr. Murphy.
Thank you so much. I want to respond to this young man, Professor, whatever, because I really don't know him, and you done came up here, and you done brought up my name a couple of times, and I know you have reached out to me before, extending the olive branch for me and you to have some dialogue, but I watched you over the last couple of months, and based on what I've watched, I'm not interested in having a conversation with you outside of this podium. But you call yourself a professor, and you're from somewhere else. I'm not sure where you're from. I don't really know who you are. This is my first time. Welcome to Flint. Welcome to City Council. And this is what democracy looks like. You have a right to hit this podium and get up and speak your mind on your interpretation of what you think about me. And when I look back and I thought about all the years that, Trisha, you know, I've been out here for a long time. All the years that I've been out here fighting the fight in the trenches, doing the work that I've been doing. And if you do your research, Mr. Professor, because that's what you call yourself, you will know where I came from. I didn't just get in this seat overnight. I got in this seat through sweat, hard work, and dedication, and having morals and values, and a man upstairs blessing people to mentor me and have some teachable moments to get me in this position that I'm in now. So how dare you think you can hit this podium and talk about a man like a Quincy Murphy that's been in the trenches since Johnny Tucker, and I don't know if you know who Johnny Tucker is, since Johnny Tucker said in his seat, since Sharpton, since Woodrow Stanley, when I can go back and name countless leaders that paved the way for me to be in this position. And how dare you think I'm gonna sit here and allow you to get up here and make your interpretation of who you think I am. You don't know me.
You might have been great, but now you're taking
Mr. Padroni, that's not your time. All right. Anyone else like to comment during council response?
Madam Chair,
Ms. Burns?
thank you all the speakers who stayed through this, and through this long night. And it just always seems the business gets lost because of the anger, and it should. And it is Dr. Padroni, not Padroni. We need to be respectful of people's titles as we want people to respect us. Simple as that. There's a proper way to do stuff. Simple as that. Councilman Mays did fight hard, and he fought for the least of these in his ward. His battle was every day. And either you liked him or you didn't, but even those who he argued with would give him a call and they would talk things out. Mr. Leon Alameen, welcome to the City Council. You have big shoes to fill, sir. Very big. The first ward is a ward that has a lot of needs for its residents. His ward is a very loyal ward, extremely loyal. They show up, they vote. This council is broken. And as I said that the council president made a remark. It just doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. Any opportunity, she does it. Yeah, you did. You did. You did. And so when it gets to how do we heal this community and move forward, each person has a right to have their own independent thought process. If you're not doing right, I have a right to call you out on it. Even on my personal podcast, which is stated by facts that are put up. And see, here we go again. She made another remark, our council president, with your, yeah. It needs to stop. You know, and when it gets to how do we move forward, I don't think we can.
All right, thank you, Ms. Burns. Anyone else have like a council comment?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Ms. Carter.
Where do we go from here? First, I would like to welcome Mr. Leon Alameen to the on your appointment for the first ward seat. Mr. Alameen, I've known you for some years now. I met you back in, I believe, 2014, 2015. When I met you, I was very impressed. When I met you, you were a stand-up type guy, okay? And I've been watching you over the years. So what I want to say to you, I hope you continue to be that stand-up type guy that I met back in 2014, 2015. I hope that you take that seat and think independently and do not rubber stamp and don't get caught up in the foolishness of some of my other colleagues that sit here.
The Shady Bunch.
Don't get caught up in the pettiness and the corruption that's been going on this council. We have a council of double standards. Don't get caught up in that. And that's what I hope for you.
Yeah.
Anyone else like to speak during council comments? Councilwoman Shaw.
Thank you very much. I would like to thank everyone who stepped up to be interviewed, who entered their names to be appointed. This is not easy work. And so serving the community definitely is difficult, especially a community that's been through as many things as Flint. And so just thank you all for being willing to step up and serve our city. Welcome to our newest colleague. Welcome, Councilman Alameen. Very happy to have you here. I'm happy to work with you as you've done a lot of work in the community. And hopefully this ushers us into a new, calmer, more mature era. I echo the sentiments of my colleagues in the fact that there is work to be done. There's always work to be done. And so maybe at this point we can all stay focused on agenda items and stay focused on the tasks that we have before us and come together in a cohesive way. Thank you.
All right, anyone else would like to speak during council response? Anyone else? Seeing that there's no one else, I'll go ahead and take my time. I would personally like to extend a hearty congratulations and a welcome to the Flint City Council. As you see, this job is not for the faint of heart, but for those that really love their ward and want to see the progression of the city of Flint. So thank you so much, Mr. Alameen, for taking the charge, and we look forward to working with you as you stand on business as well as you use your own judgment and your common sense to do what's best for your residents in the first ward. So with that being said, we want to go ahead and move on to the consent agenda. So is there a motion?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy.
Yes, I move that we approve the consent agenda with any separations.
All right, there's been a motion to approve the consent agenda with any separation, and supported by the councilwoman in the 9th Ward. All right, any discussion?
Madam Chair,
Go ahead.
I would like to separate two 109.
Okay.
And then the two add-on resolutions.
Okay, that'll be 240109, 240111, and 240112. Any more separations?
Yes, I want to make sure I separate the discussion item for the Northland Reinvestment Corporation. Do I need to? Okay, all right. I just want to make sure we don't include that.
All right, got it. All right, so seeing if there are no more separations, we will go ahead and. All right, so go ahead.
Did we separate 2.0109?
You did 109?
Yes.
We did.
I want to separate.
All right, so go ahead.
Wait a minute. I don't know what to ask. Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
Was the resolution for the North Flint market added as a resolution, or was it added as a discussion item?
Yeah, it's not a resolution, it's a discussion item.
Thank you very much.
No problem. All right. So, here you go. We're going to go ahead and the roll call vote for the consent agenda. Roll call, Madam Clerk. And this is for the passing of the consent agenda.
Mr. Murray?
Yes.
Ms. Christie?
Yes.
Ms. Winfrey-Carter?
Yes.
Ms. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Michelle?
Yes.
Mr. Viper?
Yes.
Ms. Worthy? Yes. Mr. Elby?
Yes.
Ms. Lewis?
Yes.
And yes.
9 yes.
All right, the vote is
9 yes, I'm sorry.
all right. So the vote is 9 yes, 0 no. the consent agenda passes. All right, so now we will move on to resolution 240109. Pleasure divided.
Madam Chair, I'd like to pass make a motion to pass resolution 240109.
All right, so there's a motion to approve resolution 240109. Any support?
Support.
Supported by the councilman in the 3rd Ward. Any discussion?
Madam Chair,
Ms. Mashat?
I'd like to call a question.
All right, I'm going to call a question by Councilman Mashat. Is there any support?
Support.
Supported by the councilman in the 3rd Ward for a call to question. Roll call, Madam Clerk, for call to question.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Ms. Whitley Carter?
No.
Ms. Burns?
No.
Ms. Mashat?
Yes.
Mr. Pfeiffer?
I abstain because this never went to committee at all.
Ms. Worthing? Yes.
You were absent.
No, I wasn't.
Mr. Ali?
Yes.
Ms. Lewis?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
We have 6 yeses, 2 noes, 1 abstention.
Okay, so we have 6 yes, 2 no, and 1 abstention for calling the question. So that passes. Well, now we will vote on resolution 240109, and that is the appointment to the Transportation Authority Board, Candace Mashat. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Ms. Whitley Carter?
No.
Ms. Burns?
I abstain because this did not go through committee. It was first presented last week.
Amen.
Ms. Mashat?
Yes.
Mr. Pfeiffer?
I abstain because this did not go through committee. It went directly to council and then they broke quorum so it could stay on council.
Ms. Worthing?
Yes.
Mr. Ali?
Yes.
Ms. Lewis?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Six yes, 1 no, 2 abstentions.
The vote is 6 yes, 1 no, and 2 abstentions. Resolution 240109 passes. So now we will move on to the next resolution, which is resolution 240111, which is the suspension of Councilwoman Tanya Burns. What's the pleasure of the body?
Madam Chair,
Ms. Worthing?
I move for approval.
Okay. Any support?
Support.
Supported by the councilman in the 3rd Ward. Any discussion?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead, Ms. Burns.
Thank you. I find it ironic that one of the biggest abusers of our council rules is the council president. Last Wednesday, I have never seen such a debacle. Your behavior was horrendous. You stood up to fight 3 grown men, 3, to fight Dennis Pfeiffer, Don Pfeiffer, and Rich Jones, and said you were standing your ground. Then furthermore, when I stood in between, I said, well, y'all, I don't want to see this to be a fight. This is not what we should be doing. Liddell Lewis, you called me a bitch. Women should not be fighting men, men should not be fighting women. This occurred in this chambers. On 3/20, the month of April, 2022, you wanted to fight again. You have some anger issues that need to be dealt with. You cussed out Pastor Thompson not once but twice.
Ms. Burns, for the sake,
Can you
please
stop
hold
my
your
time, please?
Please stop her time. Yep, she's gonna be at 3:43. I'll give her back that. We need to make sure that we remain germane to the resolution of the misconduct of Tanya Burns. So we wanna make sure that we remain germane.
I'm remaining germane just like you thought my podcast was.
So that is the chair.
You cussed out Pastor
Thank
Thompson
you.
twice. Called him a fake ass pastor. You did it twice. Your behavior has consistently been deplorable. You are unhinged. You're difficult to deal with. And then you lie a lot. So if you're mad about, because I put on my podcast that you did indeed vote for yourself to get $50,000, you did. I put it up there. Go to my page. Go to 810 News Media Group. It's on there. She voted for herself. She's the incorporator on the articles of incorporation. In this censure, it talks about my podcast. I have no problem. Everything I state, I put up documents to support it. It's not at random. It's facts. It's pure facts. So when we talk about you are, number one, you are the agent of chaos. You have used your position and your power, and you have made it a normal routine to weaponize the police against the residents.
Yeah.
You rule like a tyrant and a dictator. You stated before I called you a witch or somebody, and I never called you a witch. You shared pictures with, or dealt with the person that shared pictures that called my daughter a monkey. You sent to the concerned pastors a fake post that you made up and sent it to the pastors. You never denied it because it was true, because I have it. You've seen it, you watch my podcast. So we talk about why the residents who haven't gotten one shingle put on a home, on a roof, not gotten one furnace, but she's getting $50,000. She said, oh, well, that's not mine. When we found out it was hers, guess what she did? Took her name off from being the director and the president and made her name something else. But it didn't change that she was the incorporator, the originator. So when you start calling out people who should not be voting for themselves, which is against our charter, that you have to recuse yourself. She recused herself to vote for that market. She didn't vote for the market because she said she had an interest. She has an interest also inside of the Cyrus Park. She does. But now she did that fifth vote. She was her own fifth vote. Now we had 2 council people in Connecticut, and I hope the feds are watching, and the Office of Inspector General, because they should. Why won't we be getting more ARPA funds? Because some of the ARPA funds are going to some of the council people. They're voting for themselves. So I'm going to talk about it. Take care of the residents first. What does taking care of the residents first look like? Residents still came here tonight at the podium and begged for more money for home repairs. They're not getting what they need. And putting your own selfish needs at first is wrong. You violated the charter. You voted for yourself underneath the ethics section. You're not supposed to vote for yourself. You're supposed to recuse yourself. But when this becomes your money pit and people talk about it, then you have a problem. So you cuss out pastors, you want to fight with your colleagues. This is the stuff you do. And this is what the leadership looks like. Dumpster fighting meetings. Your bullying tactics. You wouldn't talk about Councilman Fox the entire time. Called him a racist. Claimed that he hits women. He didn't hit you, but in his eyes and your eyes, I felt you were going to hit him.
All right, anyone else like to speak on this discussion?
Yeah.
Mr. Murphy.
To you, to the city attorney, when we are looking to suspend, if we looking to suspend a colleague, excuse me.
It's okay.
We I think when we did Eric Mays, for the 30 days or the 90 days, it had to be posted on the agenda. Because this is added on the agenda and wasn't posted, do we have legal rights to move forward on this 30-day suspension, being that it was not posted on the agenda? Because I know this question came up before with Eric Name, and we didn't have it posted on the agenda that needs to be posted on the website. This agenda was posted, but it did not have the suspension of Tanya Barnes on the agenda.
Okay, under the Open Meetings Act, a public notice is sufficient. There is no, it doesn't violate the Open Meetings Act to not have an agenda with the posting of a public meeting. And then under your rules, council rules, 6.1, it speaks to matters that can be brought before the council, any additions or changes to the agenda approved by the presiding officer. So if you read 6.1, that pretty much speaks to the question.
You say 6.1? So we have legal rights to move forward with this resolution, even though it was not posted in the agenda. Because I think they had something about giving proper notice.
Again, under the Open Meetings Act, state of Michigan, an agenda isn't a requirement of public notice. And then when you look at the council rules themselves, 6.1, it speaks to how matters that aren't on the agenda, how they're brought to the agenda.
Okay, all right, thank you. So, I'm gonna be supporting this resolution here because meeting after meeting, my colleague Tanya Barnes has, if it ain't me, there's somebody on this council is going at it and accusing us of things that's, you know, posting things on Facebook. Not one time have, you know, I done saw her posting things just recently of me and my colleague, and I just think we are elected officials.
Point of order.
What is your point?
Or I'm sorry, request for information.
What is your request?
Are the items that you posted, are you speaking in regard to the $11,000 lawnmower that Habitat said you have possession of?
That part.
Ms. Burns, that's improper.
It's not improper, Madam Chair. He said things I posted. I'm speaking to what he said, so it's not, I asked him a question.
Understood, so I just want to be clear. So when we do request for information, these are just to gain information to help you with your next vote.
That is, Madam Chair, that is what I was doing. Thank you very much.
So, just the unprofessionalism of my colleague to just go and continuously post things. I mean, even a post with $145,000 or something from the good church and try to tie me into something that, yes, I do support a project in the 3rd Ward that got something to do with that, but just insinuating these allegations that my colleagues continually to put out there and as an elected official, and even picking up the phone or call me and say, Quincy, this $4,700 and something that you accusing me of Ashley Capital giving me $4,000, like they sat here and told y'all what happened. The $4,000 that you're talking about, you just need to stop what you're doing when it comes
We pressed for information.
What is your request?
So I don't know who would be that sat here and told us, but what they told me is it what they stated was that $4,750 which was used they gave to you for Christmas gifts. Is that true?
That's the one.
Proceed, Mr. Murphy.
That's true. I'm done.
Man.
All right. Anyone else would like to speak?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Go ahead, Mr. Ricardo.
Like I said before, this is ridiculous. When we talk about conduct unbecoming of a council person, there's members here that should be pointing their finger at themselves. Just last week, the Second Ward Councilwoman stood there, it's on video, and she acted a plum fool. I just gotta say that. She acted a plum fool. I've never seen anything like it in my life. She stood there and invited people to fight. What you gonna do? You know, how unprofessional. Is that becoming of a council person? And now she wanna suspend Councilwoman Burns. And Councilwoman Burns, she was really trying to, come in between and stop all of the chaos there. But then she got called a bitch by the councilwoman in the Second Ward, by the president. She's the president of the council. Okay? And she's acting like a plum fool. How unprofessional, how unbecoming of a council person. Then they sat there, Councilwoman Lewis and Councilwoman Machette, and they taunted the council person in the 8th Ward. They taunted Councilman Pfeiffer. I'm just so over it. Just so over it. Then Councilman Murphy, how dare you? How you sit over there week after week and you just rant. How unprofessional. And then you want to talk about people on Facebook. Why don't you check your colleague in the Second Ward? Look at some of her Facebook posts. And look at some of the Facebook posts of the councilwoman in the 9th Ward. In fact, the councilwoman in the 9th Ward, she's been posting all through this meeting. She's been on Facebook. How unprofessional, how unbecoming. And the councilwoman in the Second Ward, I don't know who she is. She Linda L. Pendleton. She got TikTok. She goes on people's TikToks and make comments. I actually had to block her from my TikTok page. How appalling. Now she's sitting over there with the little smirky grin, Linda L. Pendleton. You need to go check go check out Linda L. Pendleton. It'll make your jaw drop all the way down to the floor. How unprofessional, petty, and immature. But yet they want to. I'm not going to be supporting this resolution. In fact, we need some other resolutions up here to suspend some of the council members up here. Councilwoman in the 9th ward and councilwoman in the 2nd ward, and probably the councilwoman in the 7th ward.
All right, thank you, Ms. Winfrey Carter. Anyone else would like to speak?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead, Ms. Worley.
I call the question.
All right, there has been a call for the question. Any support? Support. Oh, okay, so supported by the councilwoman in the 7th ward.
Yes, like.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and vote to call for the question. So roll call, Madam Clerk.
Ms. Burns?
No.
Ms. Michelle?
Yes.
Mr. Pfeiffer?
No.
Ms. Worley?
Yes.
Mr. Ellie?
Yes.
Ms. Lewis?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes. Oh, wow.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Is that true? Is that the rule?
Ms. Winfrey Carter?
No.
Six yes, 3 no.
All right, the vote is 6 yes, 3 no. So that call for the question passes. So now we will be voting for Resolution 240111, which is a resolution of suspending council member Tanya Burns for conduct on becoming of a council member. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Now wait just a minute now, y'all.
RL, you're out of order.
Ms. Michelle?
Roll call.
Ms. Michelle?
Yes.
Mr. Pfeiffer?
No.
Ms. Worley?
Yes.
Mr. Ellie?
Abstain.
Ms. Lewis?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Ms. Winfrey Carter?
No.
Ms. Burns?
Madam Clerk, I abstain because this is ridiculous. This riddled full of lies. And if you're going to put a resolution, it should be truthful, and it's not. Shame on them who voted on it.
Hey.
I'll see you in court. Officer, I asked you earlier, could you walk me out? Can you please come forward?
Not one, yeah. Put you out.
Okay, go ahead, Madam Clerk.
5 yes, 2 no, 2 abstentions.
We have 5 yes, 2 no, and 2 abstentions. So therefore, that resolution is effective immediately according to the reading of the resolution, and also per the advisement of Councilwoman Burns, an officer is coming to escort her out of her seat.
Put up some handcuffs.
I don't need all of that. No. Thank you. I had already talked about it earlier. Because, and I'll see them in court, because you're making a resolution, it needs to be true. I take my legacy, I take my legacy
So now we're about to move on to.
and I'm not leaving without
Ms.
letting
Burns.
people know. Liddell, be quiet talking to me. I'm not talking to you.
No,
I'm
no.
leaving my seat.
Right, see?
Okay. Oh, no,
All
I'll see
right,
you
so
in
now
prison.
we're about to go ahead and move on to resolution 240112.
And I called the office of Inspector General. You got me
What's the
one.
pleasure of the body?
I did.
Madam Chair,
Councilman Shah.
I move that we approve or pass resolution 240112.
All right, motion on the floor to approve resolution 240112. Any support? Supported by the councilwoman in the 9th ward. Any discussion? All right, any discussion? Go ahead.
Yeah, I will not be supporting this until the rules are equally applied. you know, if the colleagues, vote to approve this, you know, it is what it is. I'm not gonna belabor anything, you know, if you guys, vote for it, have at it, but, until the rules are applied equally, this won't have my vote. If the rules were applied equally, I would vote to censure myself, but they're not, so I won't.
All right, anyone else would like to, hold on, that's bouncing now? Okay. Anyone else would like to speak? Mr. Murphy?
Yes. Thank you. So here's where I'm at with this situation on this particular case. I'm gonna be fair on both sides. Well, one, Judy, I fought you for this situation, and me and you talked about this because you was chairing the meeting. Had you put those residents out that was speaking out in the audience, we would have never been here. It started when somebody got to making smart remarks towards Eva Worthy when she first came in. Nothing happened. Yeah, she came back in the executive session and she was upset because no fault of ours, whoever in the audience was calling her out her name. So,
Please pause. Mr. Woodson, let's not yell out. I shouldn't hear you talk to yourself. That's an internal conversation. Please proceed, Mr. Murphy.
she was being taunted over there. So instead of her coming to council meeting every week and being taunted by the audience, making accusations of her, she moved her and Councilwoman Lewis exchanged seats so she wouldn't have to sit over here because Councilman Lewis was trying to protect Council Eva Worthy from all the vicious attacks that she constantly gets. And one of the reasons why she resigned is because she's done had it up to here when it comes down to sitting on this council for years being attacked by people that may not agree to her ideology or philosophy, and as a result, we seeing a special election take place in May because she done had it up to here. So, look, we're here now. Liddell comes over there and sits over there. Now they attacking Liddell. Not saying she ain't saying nothing back, but how much do a person supposed to take after you? People are just talking, you getting it from all different directions. And then Pfeiffer, your brother, come in, I thought he was a police officer. He come into the council chamber. I didn't know what I thought they called the popo. The way he came, come to find out that was his brother. His brother in the audience saying, making threats or whatever he was making. I'm not sure because I didn't hear it all, so ain't no need of me acting like I heard. I know he was saying something. I know he was putting up fingers and all of that. He was saying something to Liddell. Whatever he said to Liddell triggered her. How much more do y'all think people are supposed to take when they sitting up here trying to come here and conduct business and you got people from the audience constantly berating the council members and making remarks and y'all want her to take it? She got feelings just like everybody else, but we don't see both sides. All we see is that it's okay for the audience to taunt them. Had you put them out, and we you know, I got nothing but love for you, but had you put them out then when you hear them, when I say y'all ought to give them warnings and then after that put them out so we can take care of the business of the city of Flint, it's y'all fault. We here as leaders, chairperson, when y'all chairing these meetings and y'all seeing the audience get out of hand, y'all ought to be checking them the first time. give them a warning the first time and put them out the second time so we can get this meeting done. Meeting after meeting after meeting after meeting. We keep coming in here and we have to deal with disrespectful audience. You heard what Beverly Biz came in here and said about me. Didn't nobody stop her? And I didn't even really respond to it. Why respond to something like that? And then some of us clap and hooray, and we think that's okay. It's not okay. It's not okay for her to be treated any kind of way. It's not okay for your brother to come in here and to make accusations to call Liddell out, and then you still just think of my brother and we start bringing our families down here. It'll be a whole other stuff. We need to denounce that stuff, and we need to work better and try to figure out what we can do to move this council and this city forward.
Madam Chair.
Ms. Murphy.
There have been many instances, and I just want to read them off. On September 16th, Dennis posted on Facebook about me eating cheeseburgers, which is a really joke. I actually hate McDonald's, by the way. It's not a hard word.
What's your request?
Never mind.
I proceed, Ms. Gray.
On October 23rd, Dennis's brother called me a name. I asked if he wanted to say
Request for
that.
information, point of order.
What is your point?
What does any other member or any person of the audience or any resident have to do with this resolution?
Well,
so are we going to start, are we saying that family members, we're accountable for family members? Because I think the 7th Ward would probably say no.
Proceed, Ms. Gray.
I asked if he wanted to say that on camera, and he absolutely did. He called me a cunt and got close to me as he screamed obscenities.
Request for information.
What is your request?
I'm not getting it. You're talking about his brother. That has nothing to do with him. That was his brother.
Thank you.
What does that have to do with this resolution? His brother.
Great point, Ms. Winfrey Carter. Just like I had nothing to do with Councilwoman Burns' resolution, but you were speaking on me.
I spoke on you because you need to be suspended.
You got it. Proceed, Ms. Ward.
Thank you. On October 24th, Don doubled down on his name calling and told me to solve that it was either that or punch me in the face. On November 2nd, Dennis told me to fuck myself. November 13th, there was a voter petition between Dennis and I. During the meeting, as I was sitting beside him, he took the divider and threw it on the ground, breaking it. On December 20th, Don ran towards me screaming as I was sitting in my chair, and an officer had to stop him. January 8th, Dennis called me the biggest piece of shit and a bitch. And most recently, he told me to shut up. All of this is not even like being hidden. It's like blowing right into the mic as if one was proud of that type of behavior. And we cannot allow this. Not only did I switch seats with Dr. Liddell because I was tired that day. I didn't have patience to put up with being harassed and bullied just to do my job. So thank you, Dr. Liddell. She got the exact same treatment that I get all the time over here, and she reacted the same way. Do not tell me to shut up and expect me to sit here and think that's okay. You don't treat women that way. Anyone, really, but especially women, because I doubt it would be have said to a man. And if this is the way that one is proud of behaving in public, I can't imagine what's done in private. It's unacceptable. And we need to make sure that we do not allow this type of behavior. So I will be voting in favor. It has become popular and accepted by some to bully others, to try to get their will done. And that is, it took 6 years for me to be done with fighting to stay in the seat. But every one of us can only take so much. I just wanted to be on this council to vote and move this city forward. And unfortunately, I don't know of any other municipality where they have to put up with this type of behavior. Not just one meeting, but multiple meetings each week in which they are harassed and bullied. And we should be sending the audience members out way sooner. However, I believe some are afraid because there are council members here that support that type of behavior. Not when it happens to them, mind you, but they support that behavior because it supports their agenda. So Don isn't Dennis, but that's his brother. And he should have said that's just deplorable behavior. Because you want to talk about owning up, then own up. Own up for you and your brother and your behavior. Because you want to act like you're a big man, but you bully women, and you need a woman to come protect you when a woman stands up and says, don't talk to me that way. That's embarrassing. Shame on you. Thank you.
Anyone else like to speak on this?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Oh, Ms. Carter.
I will not be supporting this resolution at all. Like I said before, it's several council members up here that should be getting censures for behavior that's unbecoming of a council person. Councilwoman Worthy. In fact, like I said, she should be suspended. She stood up 2 times to invite Councilwoman Burns to fight. She sits there and she makes little derogatory comments under her breath, and sometimes you can hear the comments down here that she made towards Councilman Pfeiffer. And as far as Councilwoman Lewis, when she sat in that seat last week, I'm sitting here, I can hear it. She and Councilwoman in the 7th Ward, they were taunting, antagonizing Councilman Pfeiffer. So, you know what? It's a double standard. I hope the residents of the city of Flint, I hope you guys see what's happening on this council. Already. I guess they got 6 votes now. Councilman Pfeiffer, you know what? We really don't even need to come to council meeting. What you think? They got these 6 votes. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This is ridiculous. And you guys call yourself the leaders of this council? Councilwoman Lewis said her leadership team. Oh, that's funny to me. You all call yourself leaders. I will not be voting on this resolution. We shouldn't even have this resolution tonight. Both of the resolutions should have gone through committee. I'm sick and tired of you all circumventing the process. And really, this meeting right here is illegal. If you want the truth to be told, we're sitting in an illegal meeting. So will these votes count?
Point of information.
That's the question.
And what is your request for information?
My request for information is to the speaker. If it's illegal, why are you here?
You know what, Murphy? I usually don't sit in illegal meetings. If that answers your question, and why are you here?
Madam Clerk, please proceed with the time.
Madam Chair.
Ms. Priestley.
You know, this isn't fun, any way, shape, or form. But there have been some instances with several council members with bad behavior, let's just say. I threatened to go home and get my shooting muffs because of screaming next to me. And I hear people next to me laughing when council members talk, laughing at their comments, and yet if somebody makes a or whatever, they get yelled at for that. But they're being yelled at, laughed at. But this is not what this resolution is about. This resolution is about behavior that happened Wednesday. And before, last week. So, yeah, we do have dumpster fires. Yep, we do. And I've tried so hard to be professional and act professionally. I don't call people names, but other people do. And they say it on camera. They say it on...
Request for information.
What is your request?
Councilwoman in the 4th Ward, didn't you tell a member of the council chamber that you would cut his balls off?
Come on. Ouch, I felt that.
Please proceed, Ms. Priestley.
Yes. So, as I said, I try to be very professional and courteous. And my colleagues aren't. They aren't. People lie, people call people names. That's not professional. That's not what the residents of the city voted to put us in here for. They didn't. They want to see a functioning city council. I don't think it's possible anymore. I really don't. But I'm going to vote for this resolution. And if there's other resolutions that come up, I might vote for them too. We can't be calling people names. We can't be threatening people. We can't be breaking city property. We have to be respectful of one another. That's in the charter. That's in the charter. And we're ignoring the charter on that. Can't we? I don't care if you like them or not. Act professional and treat people with respect. Thank you.
All right, anyone else would like to speak on this?
Madam Chair.
Councilwoman Michelle.
I just want to start off by saying I do my best to kind of sit, be even, be chill, be respectful of everyone. But what happens is you have people who show up to meetings and they do not desire to do anything other than be disruptive. So this resolution is about censoring Councilman Pfeiffer for his behavior. A resolution that he's not even fighting against because the things are untrue. He's fighting against them because he wants other people to be censored too. So be clear, when he says that's the only reason he's not voting for it, he's aware of his behavior. He's okay with his behavior. The thing is, we have to make sure that we are clear that we are not okay with his behavior. I was one of the people he told to shut up when he inserted himself in a conversation in which I wasn't even speaking to him. And then when I told him, make me, he then starts swearing at me. And when I asked him to stop cussing at me, he tripled down and continued to curse at me. I am up here, I'm one of the only people up here who has not told someone to shut up, who has not cussed at anybody. My thing is, everybody up here is adults, everyone should be respected. And sometimes, for whatever the reason, along the way in life, people either did not ever learn the lesson of respect as a child, or they seem to have forgotten the lesson of respect that they learned as a child. Either way, I'm not here to raise someone's grown son who should know how to conduct himself in a professional meeting. I know he is not somewhere handling his business, cussing people out and telling people to shut up, because that does not seem like that would be lucrative. But because he has such of a lack of respect for this city and the residents, in between him pandering and changing his speech when he speaks to black people, in between him calling people monkeys, in between him making racist comments, in between him lying about someone saying he's the monkey in the middle, because that never happened. I'm still waiting for you to produce that footage, but you won't, because it didn't happen. In between all of that, the only thing he consistently shows is a lack of respect for the residents of Flint with his behavior. Nobody has to keep telling a grown man to stop telling people to shut up, to quit cussing at people, quit calling women all kind of curse words. Nobody has to keep telling you that. It's plain and simple. He does not respect the residents of Flint. He does not respect these chambers. He does not respect the office and what it means to be a council person. So maybe with this censure, he can learn to find some decorum. He can learn to conduct himself as an adult. He can learn to figure out his way to be a man. I'm not raising somebody's boy child sitting up here next to me thinking he's going to be disrespectful, calling his big brother because he needs assistance. I'm not doing it. So let this serve as your warning that this behavior stops today. Furthermore, my council person in the 5th ward, my colleague, it's not that I don't respond to you because I care about you being loud, because that's about all you are. You're never on point. You never have a point. You can never think of your own point. I don't respond to you because it would be bullying. I do not dare speak to people when I know they cannot compare in a conversation. Stop addressing me. And the only reason you're packing up and leaving and saying you shouldn't come, even you even ask Councilman Pfeiffer, what do you think? You have to ask him what he thinks because you can't think for yourself. And the one person that thought for you, God rest his soul, is gone. The one person you're sharing a brain with sitting next to you, now she's gone. And now you have to figure out. And now, that's okay. I am the appointed vice president of the Flint City Council, someone who stepped up in leadership because you were not bold enough to take the stand, because you needed somebody else to tell you whether or not you could take the position when you were offered a leadership position. So you are welcome that I constantly show you how to think for yourself. I show you how to be a lady. I show you how to be an adult. I show you how to be a leader. You are welcome. This is the last time that I will address you, because I will not be accused of bullying someone whose competence is not on the same level. You're welcome.
Request for information. So are you saying you are a bully?
Yes, Mr. Carter, you're out of order. Let her speak. She'll let you speak. Proceed, Councilwoman Shad. Mr. Wilson, just stop. You're out of order.
You over there waving at me, man, you big ass moose.
All right, that's your warning. That's fine, and you can leave. That's your second warning, Mr. Wilson. Please depart.
So once again, this proves a point, right? We've got to distract from the losing. We've got to distract. We've got to be disruptive. When everyone else sits and they make their comments, they're not interrupted. No one says anything. But the minute there are comments being made that are clear and concise and to the point and are made in an adult-like manner, we have to have childish disruptions. We have to have
Mr. Woodson, you are out of order. You are asked to leave this meeting. This is your second warning. You are being disruptive according to the city code subsection. And according to the subsection, after one warning, you will be removed, and violators shall be removed from the meeting. And if you refuse, you shall be arrested and receive a misdemeanor. This is within the Flint City Code subsection. So, Mr. Woodson, you're asking if you will stop. If you will stop, Mr. Woodson, Arthur Woodson, if you will stop talking.
Shut up, Moose.
It's okay, I'll be that. Madam Chair moves to you as you pack up. It's not a problem. Right? So, thank you. Thank you, Flint's finest, as we continue to get order in our chamber. So, Madam Clerk, we're going to go ahead and we're going to give her a couple of more seconds. Give her like 7 seconds because Mr. Woodson was interrupting the speaker, being disorderly. And yep, there we go.
I got some beer for you outside for you.
Maybe he can bring it to your home because you certainly can't pick it up from his. Can I get my time?
Oh yeah, and so she has it on her timer, and so you ready?
Yes.
We'll proceed.
As I was saying, I am not a bully. I'm far from a bully, which is why I don't address it, because it would be nothing but bullying. It's clear. Everyone knows and sees that you do not think for yourself, that others have to tell you what to do. You literally just sat here and said, Dennis, what do you think? Maybe we shouldn't come to these meetings anymore. I fully don't expect to see you anymore because, again, one brain in between the two of you and it's gone. Thank you, Madam Chair.
All right, do we have anyone else that's left to speak? All right, seeing none, I will go ahead and utilize my time. The tapes speak for themselves. As we saw, the gentleman who was escorted out, the same gentleman who was threatening to beat my ass on tape. Rarely do I act out of character. Usually, I take pride in not saying much. I sit here. I don't go back and forth. Mr. Pfeiffer, he even said that during our tenure of council, we barely had a few words for one another. We didn't need to speak because we were voting in tandem for what was right. Now, I don't know when the glitch in the system happened again, but unfortunately, on Wednesday, I'm not a character. And the reason why I did so was, and I don't apologize for doing it. I apologize to the residents that it had to come to that, but I really don't apologize because women on this body should not be bullied. When I'm sitting in an elected seat, and the gentleman in the 8th ward, when he goes in and calls women pieces of shit, when he goes in and calls women bitches, when he goes in and tells women to shut up, when he puts his finger in women's face, when he breaks city property, maliciously breaks city property, okay? And then, I can really go on. He gets online and boasts about breaking quorum. It's a laundry list of things, but I'm going to stick to what's on this resolution. When the men in this room don't speak up, unfortunately, the council president is willing to do so. And what I will not be bullied. I will not be intimidated. So the shut up stops with me. Unfortunately, it got a little intense per se, but as I sat in my seat, Mr. Pfeiffer stood up. And then Mr. Pfeiffer, he got walked away and he was saying negative things to me. In the heat of the moment, I sure did get up and I said, I am not intimidated. Zero intimidation here, zero intimidation here. That's what I said. And magically, we had a brother come to intimidate me more, telling me, you stand up over my brother again because he want to beat my ass. And so this is where we are on this body. This audience, they have gotten so comfortable being so malicious, and the behavior is being supported by council people. The council people saying, let them speak. You let them talk. When we let people speak and let them talk out of order, we get chaos. So the fact that a grown man thought that he could come up here and tell a grown woman that he threatened me, that my ass is going to get beat by a grown man, don't stand up over my brother, you're going to come and intimidate me, and then we're going to try to paint the narrative that the chair was out of line and did something wrong. That's unfortunate. But what's really unfortunate is too, going back to Councilman Warren's point, talking about the councilman in the 5th Ward. When his brother called you a cunt, she was in the background laughing, ha ha ha, and it's all on tape. See, that's the beauty of having that thing called tape, because people can play that back. And then when we start talking about the behavior, we're not on you tonight, but please don't forget, Ms. Winfrey Carter, you were out of order that meeting yelling obscenities at the chair, at the president. So you must maintain order as you said you would on the clip that I played some months ago. It doesn't take much to have a meeting. It doesn't take much to move the business of to be intimidated. And that's just where I stand. So if no one's going to stand for the women on this body, including the women on this body, I will and unapologetically do so. Be better. So with that being said, we're going to go on to the second round. Go ahead, Mr. Pfeiffer.
It's when you want to lie, and it's on tape. My brother never said a threatening word to you. He never said, I'm going to beat your ass. So that is a straight lie, defamation. That's what that is. At no point did he ever threaten violence on you. But what you're trying to do is you're trying to convolute this mess and say that members of council are responsible for members of the audience. That's what you're saying. And I'm not surprised. I think last week they said that we paid audience members to come in here and speak out and protest or whatever else. It's amazing. The 7th Ward council person just called me a man-child, a racist, and she said the councilwomen in the 5th and 6th Ward didn't have brains. But we're going to allow that. That's the double standard, exactly the double standard I'm talking about. Exact double standard. People will laugh and giggle, oh, yeah, just look at her, she's going after her. Double standard. And we want to bring in members of the audience into this resolution is amazing. And then we want to say, oh, I'm a victim, I'm a victim, I'm a victim. I don't do anything to deserve this treatment. I'm a woman. Leave me alone. I can say and do anything I want. You're a man, shut up and sit there. That's what you're saying. But meanwhile, the last meeting, Judy, I got called a racist on both sides of me. But they can't prove to anything, and the audience certainly can't say to anything about my racist behavior. But I get called a racist every single day. 7th Ward just called me a racist during her monologue. Maybe if you got called a racist on either side of you, you'd have a different temperament as well. It's amazing. Here we are, just appointed a 7th Ward, a 1st Ward person, and we want to bring the council together. And these are the resolutions. We just suspended a councilwoman for 30 days, and then we're going to censor me. And this is bringing the council together after we just lost our senior council person to an untimely death. And this is bringing the council together. This is moving the city forward. I ain't said nothing to the 9th Ward person today. Not one word. And she posting on Facebook. I can't stand listening to Dennis the Menace. But we're going to allow that. We're going to allow her to giggle. Double standard. Do what you're going to do. I'm done.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes, a call for question.
Support.
Yes.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Ms. Whitman?
I abstain. I think it was other people that wanted to speak. I abstain.
Ms. Priestley is not present.
Could you repeat that number?
I said Ms. Burns is not present.
I can't hear you. Say it again.
Ms. Burns is not present.
Okay. All right. So,
We have 7 yeses, 1 abstention.
say it again.
7 yeses
7 yes
and 1 abstention.
7 yes and 1 abstention. All right. So that calling of the question passes. So now, we are looking to pass resolution 240112. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Mr. Pfeiffer?
No.
Ms. Worthy?
Yes.
Mr. Ali?
Abstain.
Ms. Lewis?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Ms. Whitney Carter?
No.
Ms. Burns is not present. Ms. Mashat?
Yes.
Five yes, 2 no, 1 abstention.
Those 5 yes, 2 no, and 1 abstention, so therefore resolution 240112 passes. So next on the agenda is discussion, regarding final discussion for Councilman Murphy regarding the Northland Food Market.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yes, thank you. So, through you to, Trishelle, yes. Could you, just, touch bases again with the $300,000 ask for this resolution? And for the record, to my colleagues, I'll pass out, I thought I had a copy of all of them. I do have a copy of them here, and I'll pass it out. This copy is a copy of the application for the ARPA funds that the food market. Thank you. This is the application that was submitted for ARPA funds through the food market, correct?
That is correct.
Yes. So could you explain to me what the $300,000 is?
Yeah, I can, and I do want to be very clear because I've gotten a couple of text messages while I've been sitting here. I do not represent the North Flint Food Market. I am not an investor. I don't have any financial interest at all in the project, and I don't represent anybody affiliated with the project. So I do want the record to be very clear. I'm here advocating for it because I grew up on the north side of Flint, and there's a true need in that area. The $300,000 is actually needed to leverage the additional funding that is necessary to finish the store. It can open this year if the funding can get approved. They're already on the 9th line, so we just need to get across that finish line. So I can tell you who the other funders are too if you want to know.
So this application is the full application. Somehow electronically they put in the application, and I guess the city didn't receive the whole complete application. And I know I had a conversation with my colleague. It was explained to me that the application was incomplete.
That was my understanding as well. When I found out what was going on the city side, it was indicating that the application was incomplete. The submission though, when I talked to Mr. Flynn, he indicated that they submitted a complete application. So somewhere, somehow, it did not get through to the city side. And that's why I was asking the council for reconsideration, because clearly they intended to submit an application in a timely fashion, but for some reason, you know, and I don't know where the error lies. I'm not really even concerned with that. I'm just asking council to reconsider the allocation so that we can get this co-op open. Did you want to know who the other funders? So the city of Flint has contributed previously. The state of Michigan, MEDC, CS Ruth Mott Foundation, Community Foundation. They have LISC, which I don't know what that is. Market Tax Credit Structure, MCC. There's a loan. There's a $6 million loan. They've got a $650,000 HUD grant, the USDA, and Elga Credit Union. So there's a lot of community investors, and residents have contributed their own money
which is the most important part because it shows that they are investing themselves. And as you know, it's like the difference between a renter and an owner. You take better care and you have a greater appreciation and support of something that you own. And so there's an ownership interest in the community in this co-op. And there's a need for the fresh food, the fresh produce, and it's also going to be a community center that's going to be open to groups to come in and have community events and meetings there as well. So it can really be a good community hub and beacon on the north end of Flint, which is greatly needed.
Okay, thank you so very much. I would like to make a motion to move this discussion item to the next finance committee meeting.
I'll support.
Oh, I got a request for information.
Okay, so there has been a motion on the floor to move this discussion to finance. Is that what I'm hearing?
I have a request for information.
Okay, I didn't hear. Go ahead, Councilman.
Are we trying to continue the conversation in finance because you want to see if it's possible, or are you trying to get a resolution first in finance too? I just want to understand.
Thank you for clarifying that. I would like, and I've asked my colleague Judy to email me the resolution. I don't have a resolution in front of me. I'm not sure if Shachelle have the original resolution that we had. But did you find it?
No, I forgot.
So what I would like to do is have that original resolution that we submitted for the $300,000 at the next finance committee. Is that fine? Is that better?
So you're asking for reconsideration
Yes.
of it? Yep.
Yes.
Request for
Okay,
information.
Hold on, Mr. Piper.
Can't be reconsideration.
I don't think we ever voted on it. I don't even know if it ever got out of committee.
So, Mr. Murphy, point of order.
What are you want?
Mr. Murphy, it doesn't have to be a motion. You can just ask Judy for it.
You want to put it on the record that you're asking her to put it in finance, just do that.
I'm looking for it to see if I can find it.
That's fine. Whichever one you guys feel.
Well, it's up to Judy, so.
I would ask that we put it on the next finance without objection.
I'm looking for the resolution now.
And we can go from there. Through you to Shachelle, is it possible that we can have someone, even if you come back, or someone from the school market be here so that they can answer any questions that any of us.
We can have the project manager who knows everything. Just tell us when you need to have us here.
Okay. When is the next finance?
Next week. Next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday?
What time?
At 5 o'clock.
Okay.
It's been from December.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. So that being said, the chair will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All right, so it is Councilwoman Precinct support. Or supported by the Councilwoman in the 7th Ward.
I understand.
All right, we have one objection, doesn't matter. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Point of order.
What's your point?
I just think it would be so appropriate to allow our newly elected council person, Leon Aline, to have some words prior to us putting a motion on the floor to adjourn. He has been sitting over there quietly nodding off.
Point of order.
Point of order.
I'm not opposed to it, but you have to withdraw the motion to adjourn.
Or we have to.
I didn't do it.
Yeah.
Somebody else got to do it.
We're in the middle of roll call. So, roll call, Madam Clerk.
Ms. Ray?
No.
Mr. Ali?
No.
Ms. Lewis?
No.
Mr. Murphy?
No.
Ms. Priestley?
No.
Ms. Winfrey Carter? Is not present. Ms. Burns is not present.
All right, so what's the numbers?
I'm still here.
6 yes.
I'm 9.
6 no.
5.
Okay, so we have 5,
I didn't vote.
okay, so Candace didn't vote.
I'm sorry, Ms. Mashat. Ms. Mashat?
No.
Seven no.
All right, so we have 7 no. So, now time for final council, comment?
Yes, Madam President.
Yes.
I just think it would be, just fitting to hear some words from my newly elected, appointed Councilman Leon Ellery to the first ward.
About time you speak up.
All right, so, Mr. Almeida, would you like to have any words before we adjourn?
I'm gonna keep it short because I'm a little sick, but I'm just want to say thank you for this opportunity to be able to work with everyone on the council. Looking forward to building relationships with everyone and finding out ways how we can move the city forward in a positive way. And I'm just excited to continue to be able to work for the first ward from the seat, and I'm looking forward to it. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Almeida. And so, the chair will, act for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
So moved by Councilwoman in the 4th Ward, and supported by Councilman in the 3rd Ward to adjourn. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Ms. Ray?
Yes.
Mr. Ali?
Yes.
Ms. Lewis?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy?
No.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Ms. Winfrey Carter is not absent. Is absent. Ms. Mashat?
Yes.
And Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Six yes, 1 no.
So the vote is 6 yes, 1 no. This meeting is officially adjourned at 9 o'clock.
I ain't heard no bad thing. Oh!
Want to hear me sing, Carol?
I was here this morning.
The supermarket in the Docky's neighborhood, that's what's up. For grass. And you'll take on, make sure we get that supermarket, right? Oh, you wait. Look at that up, man. Man. After they killed Fred Robinson, they killed him and she took over right after that. They tried to do it. Oh yeah, thank you very much. Oh yeah. Hey, welcome again, sir. You have a good one.
Oh, we're not leaving. We just, I'm waiting on you to, we're not leaving.
Call my son.
I'm going to do that.
Okay. He was calling me while I was sitting here. I'm like, I'll call you as soon as I leave. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that is, okay, go.
Because something like that sounds to me like that's a good thing down there. Maybe somebody did some work out there, or something like that, I don't know. That's what I'll start there. And if they regulate